Hi guys, welcome to the Vapor Vice vlog. Actually, we will shorten that up and call it the Vice vlog. We've got a few things we want to touch on today.
Yeah, pretty much we're going to talk about House Bill 1444 that...
we had a big win yesterday.
It was pretty big, but it's not over yet.
It is definitely not over yet.
Now, we were given like an hour-long... we had a phone conference with some of the industry leaders.
They're great people,
yeah,
but they're very smart people.
Yeah, so, and then they were using these big words.
I was like, bruh, hold on, I'm going to get the crowns out.
Right.
But the Senate recognizes that we have an industry outside of Juul. So thank God for that. They've actually pushed this off to a summer study, which that's a big win for us. Now, granted, the fight is far from over. Next thing we'd like to chatter about is shop support and, buying online, supporting brick and mortars. Online, I'll be honest with you, it's cheaper. Everyone knows that it's cheaper, but the brick and mortars, we fund the battle, and we are the ones who are constantly creating new customers by converting smokers. Online doesn't do that. The people that are selling online, they could care less about our industry in a whole.
Yeah, and one of my main things is, I understand money gets tight. I understand the need for, trying to pinch pennies together and,
It sucks, bro. We've all done it.
Yeah. But, it comes down to the point, like he's saying, who supports who and,
and not to cut you off, but I'll be honest with you. When you go into a shop that you have supported for a while, you will be taken care of.
Definitely.
I'm sure you have had the same experience. You go to a shop, you create friends and rapport, and they will never let you go without juice if they are a good shop. Because you know why? Because they care. There's always something in the back that can be discounted or something of that nature. Right. Same thing with a broken mod. Like here at the Vice, he can give you a verification on this. We have sent 100 mods out as loaner mods because someone has broke their mod midweek and they're in a pickle.
Right. Things happen, and we try to take care of our people.
We have to.
Bottom line. But, you got your online shop. I'm not going to name off any websites because I'm not trying to start a flame war here. But
because I get pissy.
He does.
Real pissy.
Yeah. And then that I'm not trying to create enemies with this. But, you have your online website that you order from constantly. If you call them up and say, hey, this broke, they're going to be like, okay, pay to ship it back to us and then pay for this and pay for that. Or when you come in here and, we'll take care of you.
And honestly, out of the warranty work that you see people send out, very seldom do they not make it your fault anyway. And I'm not saying if you rip a port out of a mod, there's a lot I can do for you, but I can at least try. And if you give a brick and mortar the opportunity to try to fix it, it's 10 times better than dealing online.
We also run into like shop versus shop.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Now, I get it. We're all businesses. We're all just squirrels trying to get a nut. And, but my issue with that is you get those customers that love to just bash all of the other shops. They love to go on their competing shops like Google pages and leave bullshit reviews.
And we've had them. You can go look at our Google reviews, and every negative review is another fucking competitor's guy.
Yeah, because then you go look at their review history and you see who they left a 5-star for and all that. We're like, okay, yeah.
It's simple to find. All you got to do is research it. And the way I look at it with, a shop and a good shop versus a bad shop, if the shop is advocacy based and is more willing to put out the information to take the time with you to show you, you should never walk into a shop and feel like you are an annoyance or they've got to part ways with their buddies to come talk to you about vaping or learning how to vape. Because the way we see it here, your main priority should be not smoking. Okay, so when you come here, we don't want you to think about anything but not smoking. Let you bring your coils and shit in here, we'll change them for you. If you forget how to turn it off, we'll bring it in here. If you get yourself in tent mode, we'll fix it. That's the beauty of a good shop.
Yeah. But then you've got like the other shop owners.
Some are cool. I
Yeah, some are cool. You know, we have a good business relationship with a lot of the central Indiana.
And we got some that we tolerate, and they tolerate us, and we don't. It's almost like treading turfs, you know?
Right.
So, like I said, if they come in here, you never want to send them anywhere else. But then again, you don't want to bash everywhere that they go, because then that customer picks up on that and says, oh, well, all these shops are the same, and it was just a bad experience, and they'll never come back. So
yeah, but then you got the shops that try to undercut all the other shops, and they're treating this industry like a race to the bottom.
And they absolutely have done that.
You know, that hurts everybody. I mean, even the people that aren't necessarily close to that shop or anything like that. You know, if you've got a shop even 10 miles away from here that's selling, I mean, this tank for $20 or whatever, you know, they're pretty much selling it for what they paid for it. You know, that hurts us. That actually even hurts them in the long run, because now they're not
making the money, and they think that they've created a customer, but that customer goes to the next shop and they think that they can just go beat every shop up, and that makes it hard. It's like, it's bad enough we're competing with online, but shop versus shop is bad as well.
right.
Because it's so easy to say, oh, well, you can get it down here for $20. Well, I'll give it to you for 15.
Right.
That's tough. But it, like Justin said, it's a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that for you.
It sucks.
Because you're going to be the one losing your job.
Wait, what? All right, guys, let's talk about e-liquid for just a second. And more specifically, Salt Nick versus regular old e-juice, e-liquid. I know there's some people that don't like it called e-juice. E-juice. So anyway, we've got a regular customer of ours that was in here ranting about Salt Nicks just last week. And he was saying that, you know, basically he's never going to vape it. He hasn't yet, and all this stuff, because to him, you're vaping an acid, which is true to an extent, but what you have to look at it from a scientific standpoint. Bases, which free-base nicotine, versus a salt nic, which, you know, if you mix an acid and a base, you do get a salt. So you got your salt nic, which pretty much you have your benzoic acid that's added to the free-base nicotine, so you can get a much higher concentration. And pretty much what...
But benzoic acid is cranberries, prunes, cinnamon.
Yeah, I mean, it's found in all kinds of food. I mean, if you're eating prunes, some of you older people...
like you're going to go out and start your car with, it's not battery acid.
Right, yeah. So, so pretty much the acid reduces the alkalinity, the throat hit, you know, because it's the high pH level that gives you that throat hit, and this kind of...
Tones it down.
Yeah, it kind of tones it down. But yeah, it's found in all different kinds of food and products that you already eat and use. Like, you know, what all is it in?
It's in cranberries, prunes, cinnamon, it's deodorants, toothpaste, and sunscreen.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you're already using the shit. You might as well vape it.
I googled that.
You did. But on the flip side of that, I mean, you know, putting all the scientific stuff away, you have, you know, like your pod style setups that are made for Salt Nick, and then your regular
rigs.
Yeah, your normal stuff.
Which is normal. I mean, I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, on the salt based stuff, it doesn't give you the flavor. You get. I'm not a huge salt person. I will use it when I'm working and busy because I only have to hit it once or twice real quick, and then I'm done for a bit. But I don't get the flavor, and if I hit it much more than that, I start getting the fluttering heart, and I don't do well on it if I stay on it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a good point. Like even out of my tank here, you know, I'm rocking a 6 Nick. You know, I get that little bit of a throat hit, and then after a few rips on this, you know, you do kind of get that scratchiness. Okay, I need to put this down for a little bit,
but not as quick.
Yeah, not as quick. But with that Salt Nick, you know, if you're banging a 35 or 45 or even some of the 50s that I've tried have been extremely smooth, and so you don't really have that, you know, moment, you know, with your body that tells you, okay, you've had enough. You're just vaping and vaping and vaping until like
keep going. You overdo it. Next thing you know, you're pulling over on the side of the road, freaking out because you've nicked yourself out. Yeah. So I think there's a place in the market for it.
Yeah, but you have to be careful with it.
Definitely careful. And when you're dealing with and a lot of shops have kind of went to that as far as a conversion tool, is converting a new smoker, which can be dangerous because you're dealing with people who are trying to quit smoking and you're pumping them full of nicks. So you definitely have to be careful with that because they're not savvy to what we're doing and they don't know the signs of when to stop and, you know, just the different nuances of it. So you just have to be responsible as a shop when you're selling it.
But then you have your price breakdown versus, you know, like pods versus coils that you find in your regular rigs and whatnot. You know, the pods can get expensive because even in some of the salt nicks that I've sampled, they're loaded with sweetener. So you're going to kill a $7 or $8 pod like that.
Super quick.
So it's just stuff you got to, you know, just deal with, unfortunately.
It's the name of the game, man. It's like I said, if you're saving money on juice, you're spending money on coils. You buy the cheaper juice, you're going to wreck coils. I mean, it's just, you learn these things after you're in it for so long.
You do. You know, and that was one of the other things, you know, with this brand in particular, Vapor Lock. I'm hooked on this shit.
It's good. I'm actually vaping the red.
Yeah. Got the blue here.
Come to find out, they got like 18 different colors.
Right. Yeah. But they're like bogarting it down there in Evansville.
Yeah. This little country city. It's like they have all this good e-liquid that they don't share.
Like you go down there, you hear banjos, but then they have all kinds of
amazingness.
Right.
It's like a unicorn peed in a bottle. But it's good, and they're not paying for this video. We just actually like their juice that much. Right. It's super good.
But I mean, when you're talking MSRP of $49.99, you know, for this bottle, people, you know, think $50 for a 120. That's insane. But when I can go through 3 of these on one coil,
it's pretty epic.
It's pretty epic.
And I tell you what, dude, the red is the exact same thing. It's like I tell people, well, how was that coil? Well, that coil was over a month. You know, right? So you spend a little more on your juice, but you're saving money on your coil.
Yeah. So it all comes out in the wash there, balances itself out. What you got?
We got a customer that rips him off constantly. You guys want to talk about it? Shop horrors.
Oh, God.
I know. It's epic. But then we didn't talk about none of the fire videos, the hot mouth videos.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
We need
Which somebody actually called me out on that and told me that I pressured you into that. So can I get a verification that I did not pressure you, that you mouthed off on your own?
He pressured me.
That's bullshit. Go back and watch the video, which we might actually link to this video. But no, that was not a pressure thing. We just happened to be talking about it one day. I told him what me and Joe had done with Madruga scorpion pepper, and Big Nuts over here got mouthy and got some roasted.
Yeah, because when faced with any kind of a challenge, whether it's hot peppers, anything like that.
Well, I challenge you to do 10 push-ups.
That's fucked up.
You know I love you, bro.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll splice in some of that footage right about now.
You handle that. I want you to try some of this. Do the whole thing. Do the whole thing, my ass. Don't do like 2 drops. Do more. More. Get the essence. Yeah, I'm gonna get the essence. All right.
How many Scovilles up? It's only taking a lot, right? So you took the gummy, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Stop being a bitch.
I can't do it.
That ain't gonna hurt your belly.
Youdude, you're fuck.
If that
you're ruining this for him.
If that hurts your belly, I'll give you $20.
You get your $20.
Just a tongue. Promise you don't want it on your gums. That's a weird feeling.
Shut the fuck up. Just lick it, Jay. Just fuck it. Do it. You got support here. Fuck it. I ain't kissing you on the mouth to wake you up. Oh my God.
Now eat that goddamn gummy.
Fuck you. I gotta go revive my man. So we recorded all that time?
No,
I got you.
Now quick, while you're still feeling that, eat one of these peanuts.
He said no. You alright?
I told you not to do all that.
You're an asshole, dude. Golly, you gonna make it, Curb?
There you go, TJ. For you.
Fuck your face.
Look.
Ain't none for me, bro. Oh, you're doing it. Dude, you just did a whole fucking vial of it. Stings a little bit. A lot of it. Can you breathe? It's right in the throat. You really gonna wait 5 minutes? I was already drinking milk by now. But I'm a bit of a bitch. You're not even fucking tearing up. Yeah, it's a...
That fucking hurts.
It's pretty powerful.
It goes up from there. You want to step it up? No. No, I don't. I'm tapping out with that. TJ.
Fuck you, bro. I love you, but I can't. I'm going to save it for later. Dude.
You only got to step 2.
Are you going to do... Well, he got further than I was going to go. Why don't you do that one?
Why don't you do something?
I can't do anything because I'm a fucking...
Do one of these peanuts.
No, that's Johnny Scoville's shit.
You do one drop of this on your tongue.
Fuck you.
One drop.
13...
Get it in my face, bro. That's a good song.
The endorphin... Dude, you're crying. Yeah. But you took it way better than me and Joe did. But I think the pepper got us.
The Trinidad Moruga Scorpion Pepper. 1.4 million Scovilles and up.
Wow.
That's gross.
Uh-oh.
The taste. These are dry, bro.
Well, yeah. Okay, I got to go. Bigger man than TJ.
You absolutely are. Whatever, Alec.
One drop on your tongue of this.
Why are you trying to
One
kill...
little tiny gummy. Look, it's gone now. You threw it in the trash.
I got it in my hand, fool. I'm going to go rub it in my eyes. But I got to get my man here because he's got a lot of people wanting to see this video. Dude is fucking crying. Do you have like instant pain? How long does that shit last?
It depends on
It's like 5 minutes.
45, 55.
Minutes?
But what this guy doesn't realize, let's back this up just a hair more. I love this guy. He's a great guy, but he's a prankster. And he was trying to set me up because he knows my fat ass loves gummy bears. So like, if honestly, man, if your timing was a little later, where it wasn't as obvious,
I know. I'd have got him.
Yeah.
Well, let me get to the gist of it since he's got me feeling bad now. Well, Alec comes up here, and this is the guy that give him the magical soy sauce. It wasn't soy,
but still,
it was bad.
I still have
Anyways,
flashbacks.
told him I can't eat that. I'm going to my daughter's graduation, and the bubble gut that the pepper gave me, I wasn't doing it. So he slides me a few of these things to the side. Well, that next day, I'm like, okay, well, Justin's on at 3 o'clock. So I went and got a bag of gummy bears and ate a few of them out and threw about 5 hot ones in there and threw them on Justin's desk. Just thinking, Justin, if it's sitting there, he'll eat it. That's what he does. I mean, which is not a big deal. I don't care. But
yeah,
it really worked out.
Yeah, so I immediately called bullshit on that. I even posted a picture of it on Facebook, calling him out. Like, I'm not falling for this dumb shit. I know better, right? The next day, we're both in here, and he's asking me if I want one, and all this shit. And I'm like, no, dude.
I'm eating them because I know which ones are which.
Right, so. Yeah. So he's kind of buffaloing me. He's eating them right out of the bag, and I'm like, okay, they're cool, but I know I don't want any. A few days go by. My wife and my son, they regularly stop by just to hang out for a minute.
I completely forgot about it too at that point.
So my son's 4, just as a little background there. And he loves gummy bears.
Dude, you're going to get PETA on me. Just stop. I'm have people for protesting.
So he sees the bag, and, honestly, we don't feed him a lot of candy. We don't let him, drink pop or anything like that. But he saw him, and I'm like, yeah, you can have a couple, whatever. So he grabs one, pops it, and I even went back and watched the like a replay of the security footage, and he's like dancing around. Yeah, I got my gummy bear, got my gummy bear. And then he just stops, and he locks on to me, and he just starts pointing at his mouth. And I'm sitting there like, what? What's going on? It took it a second, honestly, in my head to really register what the hell was going on. Then he just starts kind of mildly, he didn't completely flip out, but he
did better than you did.
He did.
Nailed it down on that first one.
He took it like a champ.
Yeah,
like one mug full of milk, and he was solid. But so he got my boy, almost got my wife, because my wife was even trying to figure out. She went to eat one. It touched her tongue.
But I did end up getting you, right?
Yeah. So then I snatched it from her and just popped it and chewed it. And I was like, oh.
He got me.
Yeah. So in the end, he did still get me, but not
I didn't
before.
mean to get your whole family. That was never.
So he He took us all out.
One fucking shot. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, with 2 gummy bears, took out
sorry.
3 people.
All I know is it's a Saturday. He's like, bro, you said these gummy bears were good. I'm like, what happened?
Right.
He said, my son ate one. I'm like, fuck, is he okay? First thing, there's milk in the fridge. No, I'm sorry, dude. That was for
Yeah.
you. I figured you would get hungry before he did. So I was wrong and it backfired.
Yeah, but again,
I'm sorry.
yeah. So what this guy doesn't know, though,
No, you ain't gonna do nothing.
what this guy doesn't know is he's got one coming. He doesn't know how,
I'm a master playbaby, guys. This is not where he wants to go.
doesn't know when.
Look, I took his whole family out in one shot. These are problems you don't want.
But I'm gonna get you.
I know you will. All right, guys, we love you. Tune in next week.
Definitely. Peace.